so that they grow already shaped to compete with the rest of the world.
He also speaks about Agenda 111 and completion. Before I get into the numbers, because he's talking about employing between 70,000 and 72,000 health personnel. We were talking about those and something else. I would ask that not just you politicians, you tend to use the term churn out. It has a negative context. It's like a fan belt. You keep producing without quality. I suggest you use other terms because churn out, it comes with negativity. It's like mass production without quality.
I'll look into the grammar afterwards.
But let's go into the 70 to 72,000 jobs that are likely to be created. First, starting off with Agenda 111. What is the state of completion?
So 47, between 45 and 47 of them will be commissioned before the end of the year.
45 to 47. When you say commissioned, what do you mean? Because a hospital...
and used. It will be commissioned and used.
Okay, so equipment, everything,
yes. As we speak,
staff assigned.
As we speak, most of them are already, near completion in terms of installation of the equipment. Most of them already.
That is these 45 to 47?
Yes, most of them. I think about 5 of them. Yesterday, I lost almost all my data on my phone. But about 5 of them are in the Ashanti region and other parts of the country. Then the rest are the ones Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is talking about, that he is committed. And that commitment is very important. Each of the leaders must make that commitment towards completing Agenda 111. And it's something that we must insist. You know why? Because until COVID struck, this country lived our lives as if everything was under control when it comes to healthcare infrastructure.
COVID exposed us.
Exactly. And then COVID exposed us. Then the government decided to boldly venture out to ensure that we fix this infrastructural gap once and for all. The fact is, since independence, no government has embarked on such an audacious infrastructural fixing in our health sector at a go. And so we need that commitment. And there's a reason why I say we need that commitment. In the year 2007, President Kufuor started these Aerojet projects, about 7 of them or so, to be completed for the health sector. When he left office and handed it over to the NDC government, for 8 years, none of these Aerojet projects were completed. None. They were all left halted and left hanging until the second MPP government came to office. And now we've completed about 6 of them. So the fear is there, and the fear is real, based on evidence and based on what has happened before, that if we don't get each of the 12 people contesting in this election to commit towards completing Agenda 111, we could have a government, if not Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, come in and leave all these projects hanging.
But let me just say this. Does this not sound like moving away from the very things you've also adopted? I've criticized all administrations for abandoning projects, and it's a known thing. I've read reports on how many billions of dollars Ghana loses every year based on abandoned projects. You have Saglem. You have other, in fact, for me, I always say, the Bank Hospital in the cantonment area. I even caught flack for it many years ago. This must have been, what, 20... I don't remember whether it was 2017, thereabouts. I had to personally push. And then eventually, that hospital started being used. Though, like I said, I caught a lot of flack and took bullets for it. The point being that, how does it come across if you say Agenda 111?
Yes.
You are unable to finish them. So let's say you even complete 50.
Yes.
You are left with what? 61.
Thereabout, because now it's even 140.
So I'm even saying, let's give 50. Yeah. You are left with 61.
Yes.
You can't guarantee that your candidate will win because there's no crystal ball. You have to wait till the election day.
You can't, but I can.
Then, well, if you could, you wouldn't be saying that if any other candidate, you can't guarantee
because
the
you can't. Because I feel like you say we can't.
The other option is you also can't guarantee that any other candidate who comes will go ahead and complete them. Yes. So why would you want to do that to yourself? The bottom line being that why not enact projects? If you said you would do maybe 40, by this time you probably would have completed them. By targeted 111. It's not likely you'll be able to complete them. Do you get the point I'm making?
I don't. Let me explain to you.
You don't?
No, let me
explain. So the point is, if you overshoot what you can do and you are unable to complete, it comes back to hit us, the taxpayers, with abandoned
projects. Why shouldn't we complete it?
But you also fail to complete other people's projects.
It is time limitation that is not enabling us to complete and nothing else.
So why did you, because at the time, you know this has been rolled over twice.
Relax. That is
why,
it has been rolled, that is why government, that is why when you are choosing government, you must choose government wisely. Because if a government initiates 111 projects and each of them are in progress and there's a change in government, all you do is to ensure that the next morning you go and check on the contractor and say, where are we? How do we complete it? But you don't come and leave it. So the commitment, that is why I said, let each of the candidates commit to it. If you have a candidate like the former president that we are not sure would be able to complete this agenda, we will vote against him. Because he has records of not completing such projects. See, in the Ashanti region, I'm just coming from the Ashanti region. In the Ashanti region, he inherited 6 Aerojet projects from former President Kufuor. None of them was completed. In fact, when he started, and I'll tell you something, do not put all of us in the same bracket. The MPP has a record of completing projects which we inherited. In fact, if you're going to run a comparative analysis, which you said you have done, they don't give a blanket analysis. Show in terms of percentage between the two governments who has done the most in terms of continuing and completing, because we have done more.
I wouldn't be bothered. I'll be bothered about complete. No. Hold for me. Let me. I'll be bothered with 100%. No. Because actually, if you look at the NDPC, that is what it stands for. That is why people are saying it shouldn't even be party manifesto.
That is a convenient national manifesto. That is a convenient way of letting irresponsible leaders get away. Because you see, even with the current government, it is obvious that you cannot complete all your projects. And so the difference between the two in terms of who has the record of continuing and completing the most is important. The NDC handed over the NMS projects to us. These NMS projects are being done, they've been completed. The NDC handed the Aerojet projects that President Kufuor handed over to them for 8 years. They didn't do it. We have come to complete them. Okay. Why do you want to put all of us in the same bracket?
So let's
we are not in the same category when it comes to continuing and completing projects.
All right.
We are better off than them.
Okay. Let's conclude the conversation. We are wrapping here. We are even past